Alright, we have the home remedy for toenail fungus, Vapo Rub. The thymol, the eucalyptol seem to help reduce the toenail fungus. Won't cure it, but check out my video on home remedies for toenail fungus. I go over tips and tricks there. $9.39, down from $12.39. So this is claiming to be the #1 anti-aging brand in Korea. You get a serum and an eye cream. Check out that applicator. As far as I can tell, this looks like a fragrance-free serum and eye cream with a variety of moisturizing ingredients. Fragrance-free, has collagen fragments, so that's going to be hydrating. The eye cream has hydroxypanacolone retinoate, or HPR. That is a form of topical vitamin A that gets touted as a retinol, but really has not been shown to do what retinol does. They're not really advertising that though as an ingredient, at least on the packaging. But you want to know how much the serum and eye cream are going for here? $89.99, you guys. $89.99. That's pretty steep. Pretty steep. Yeah, I would definitely hold off on that. It claims to lift and smooth and all of these things. These are great for pimples to help cut down on picking. They also are wonderful on a bug bite to calm down the itch and prevent you from scratching the bug bite and giving yourself impetigo. You get 84 patches for $22.99. Bluey is out and about for holiday time. $159.99. Omega-3 fatty acid supplementation may help to reduce the drying side effects of isotretinoin, aka Accutane, such as dry eyes and dry lips. Doesn't have to be fish oil, just omega-3. $19.99 for 3 longwear matte lip colors. Superstay Matte Ink Maybelline, $19.99. Up to 16 hours of wear. Then they have the Neutrogena Rain Bath Body Wash, but you get 2 for $19.99 for hands and body. Yeah, this would be a good hand wash actually. Speaking of which, I need a new hand wash for my bathroom. Love the Pantene Essentials Botanicals shampoo and conditioner. On sale, you guys, $9.99 per bottle, down from $12.99. These are great. Hydro Boost is on sale, you guys, $23.99. This has urea, which is wonderful for hydrating the skin and gently exfoliating. Alternatively, you can use CeraVe cream on the face and the body. $19.99, you guys. That's a really good deal. And you get the pump, down from $25.99. Nutrius is back. This time you get a full size and 2 small sizes, down in price from $19.99 to $14.99. I really like this actually. I much prefer it to the Brazilian Boom Boom cream because the fragrance is not as off-putting and it's a really good moisturizer. Plus, this is handy for travel purposes, although I would think that would take up way too much space in your toiletry bag. What a good deal this is. Banana Boat Sport SPF 50, $5.97. Water resistant, 80 minutes. This does have fragrance, but it's a nice lightweight breathable formula. Spreads on the skin well. In humid conditions, it allows for good evaporation of sweat so you don't get overheated. Look who's here, Perricone MD Intensive Overnight Moisturizer. Sounds really jazzy, right? 94% felt smoother skin, saw more radiant skin, skin looked revitalized and less fatigued. Spoiler alert, those are all consequences of putting a moisturizer on the skin, no matter the ingredient list. This is a scented moisturizer with niacinamide, which is wonderful for moisturizing the skin, warding off oxidative stress, tackling dark marks and redness. On sale, $34.99, down from $49.99. I guess that's not too bad, but yeah, you know, I'm gonna say just use the CeraVe face creams. They have niacinamide, no fragrance. Costco's got a lot of products these days that are claiming to lift. So we went over this one other time recently, but it's on sale, $24.99. This is a Tier ceramic cream, the collagen lifting eye cream, and the collagen lifting eye cream in a smaller tube. Collagen in skincare hydrates. Peptides may help to diminish the depth of wrinkles. Depending on the peptide, they may help protect collagen, reduce the inflammatory markers that lead to collagen destruction upon exposure to environmental aggressors. My beef with the eye cream, of course, is that it has fragrance, which is a common allergen and more likely to cause problems on delicate eyelid skin, not to mention be uncomfortable, I find. The ceramic cream has looked promising to me though, because it looks like a decent fragrance-free moisturizer. It has licorice root, which is really good for redness and hyperpigmentation, and soothing and calming the skin. This was here last time, the Aveeno Baby Wash and Shampoo. This is a great body wash for adults, and the daily moisture lotion you can use on the face. It's on sale, down from $18.99 to $14.99. That's a pretty good deal. The Grace and Stella eye masks are something that you might be interested in for temporarily depuffing. They have a variety of peptides, which can be hydrating. Horse chestnut extract, believe it or not, is helpful taken orally as a dietary supplement for lower extremity swelling, venous stasis, in other words, which can end up, venous stasis and chronic lower leg swelling can actually end up causing an eczema. It's very uncomfortable, but horse chestnut seems to help with that. Maybe it helps reduce puffiness under the eye. Olay Essential Botanical Body Wash 3-pack, $11.49. It's a good deal. I do like Olay body wash. If you're allergic to fragrance and you're looking for a body wash, I cannot recommend this one from Aveeno enough. This is new here at Costco, actually. The 3-pack. Check out the value here, $15.99. That works out to about 30 cents per ounce. Not bad at all. Oat is both hydrating and moisturizing, soothing, and it also has cleansing abilities. So really good ingredient, especially if you have atopic dermatitis. I also have the Olay Advanced Moisture Body Wash with collagen peptide. That's going to be hydrating again. And shea butter. This is $15.99 for the 3-pack. Wow, you guys know I love origami. Check this out, the Disney origami. The stuff that you can make looks really good. Like, check out the Dalmatians and the Bambi and the little Aristocat. I'm kind of tempted to get this. Look at Pinocchio. Look at Pinocchio. Can you tell that his little nose is sticking up? I don't really know what's going on with Tinkerbell, but that is actually pretty impressive for what you can get just from folding a piece of paper. I guess the papers come printed like that. You get a book plus 100 sheets of specially designed papers. That's kind of fun. Then they have the dollar origami, which dollar bills are becoming increasingly uncommon objects in daily life, right? Seems like no one uses cash these days. And getting cash can be quite the ordeal. Ooh, that's fun. Fold the dollar bill into a camera. Create a face. That would bring me a lot of entertainment for hours, I'm sure. Yes, I am an adult, but I would enjoy creating faces. They even have a Halloween one. Cool, with glow-in-the-dark eyes. Did they glow in the dark? Halloween night? That's fun. What do we have as far as books here? You guys, I am getting really sucked into Lord of the Rings. I just feel like I completely zone out when I'm reading it, and I'm like, wait, what happened to all the time that just went by? Have To Kill a Mockingbird. That's new here. They also have a new John Grisham, Framed. Has anyone read that? Michael Crichton. I told you guys the other day I'm kind of tempted to reread Jurassic Park, which is funny because I'm always telling you guys how I don't really reread books, and yet I reread The Hobbit recently. Granted, I read that for the first time as a child, so it was worth rereading, but now I'm kind of tempted to reread Jurassic Park. What else do we have here? Jodi Picoult. And then we have Counting Miracles from Nicholas Sparks. The Woman in Cabin 10. Thursday Murder Club. We have the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore. Little fun mystery. Ellen Hildebrand, The Academy. That kind of looks good just based off of the picture, you know, the cover. Danielle Steele. I've never read anything by Danielle Steele. I know it's not like classic literature or anything, but hey. I'm pretty open-minded when it comes to reading. I'll read pretty much anything, except I don't like a lot of the psychological thrillers that are so popular these days, and I don't like a lot of modern fantasy. Is this good? I think I've asked you guys this before. They have it here for $21.99. I have some bucket hats. These look to be like good sun protection. UPF 50. Not a huge brim, but nonetheless better than nothing, and they look like they would keep your head cool as well. Ooh, these look cozy. They're on sale, $7.99. Holiday throw pillows. We have a little gingerbread man. Isn't he fun? I like him. We have a hooked rug. And then we have these festive pillows. $10.99. Decorative pillows are so expensive, but that's not a bad price. We have a little snowman too. He's cute. Very soft. So I wanted to update you guys with regards to the Aveeno healing ointment that I got in last weekend's vlog. I have it here. So I've been using it quite a bit as a hand cream, and it's pretty good actually, but like I pointed out in last weekend's vlog, so this is a glycerin skin protectant. 40% glycerin. Kind of reminds me of Norwegian Formula a bit. However, it's a little stiff in terms of the application on your hands, but it doesn't feel greasy, as is often the case with glycerin. It does feel sticky though. Like, my hands feel a little sticky right now. But it's really good if you have itchy hands, dry hands after washing your hands. And it's going to be helpful for the nails too, because moisturizing the hands has the additional benefit for keeping the skin around the nails hydrated and protected, and improving the cuticle. Ultimately, that makes for a better seal, preventing moisture from getting up into the nail and affecting nail growth and making the plate brittle. So what else might you use it for if not a hand cream? Well, you could use it in the skin folds to cut down on chafing for sure. Like I said, it's a little sticky as far as the texture. I much prefer, in that regard, as far as skin protectants, the Monistat Chafing Powder Relief Gel. See, that gives a nice glide to the skin, whereas this has a little bit of stickiness to it. It's dried down already, but what that will do is cut down on the friction that starts to erode at the skin barrier and predispose to intertrigo, which is inflammation in the skin folds. You can get colonization with Candida yeast. I mean, the list goes on and on. Plus, if you run, you know that chafing can be a real problem, very uncomfortable and painful. This would be something you might want to consider putting on in the skin folds to cut down on that. And it's also going to be an option, you know, to smear on the face if your skin becomes raw and chapped in the cold winter months. Got my Halloween decor up. Who remembers my Bath & Body Works ghost candle holder? I've had this for years, but I just fired up Acorn Lane. 10 out of 10 recommend this candle. It's kind of like their leaves candle, but with more of a cinnamon to it. I'm really, really happy I got that. This is my little scarecrow that I got from eBay. Unfortunately, the light up mechanism, see, it's got these little, what are these called? Fiber optics. The light up mechanism just burned out last year, which is really disappointing. And I saved it, but I cannot figure out how to fix it, and I can't find anyone who seems to be able to fix it. So I just have it set up here. Also put out my little Jolly Pumpkin Man that I got at the Antique Mart last year. I don't know what you would call this. Halloween screen. It has space for little votives, so it looks really cool. I have some battery operated ones I need to put in there, but at nighttime, if you light it up, it's really cool because the back lights up and you see these little scenes popping through. I bought this at the start of my YouTube channel, and we saw this exact thing in TJ Maxx, was it, or Home Goods a couple of months ago. I love it because when Halloween is over and it's November, you can just flip it around so it's just autumnal, but I'm gonna keep it this way. Let me tell you, when it comes to enlarged, prominent pores that are susceptible to blackheads and whiteheads, the biggest misconception that people have out there is that moisturizer is the enemy. And let me tell you, it could not be further from the truth. I'll tell you what's clogging the pore, leading to that blackhead, whitehead, the enlargement of the pore. Is dry, stuck together skin cells that did not turn over properly or are kind of stuck there in this waxy mesh of sebum. And so the reason moisturizer is so incredibly valuable is that you want to know what will help start turning that around, better water content. And so the moisturizer really helps through the humectants to retain better water so that that plugging is less likely to happen. Not only that, but it hydrates up the surrounding skin, making pores overall look a lot less obvious. This thick, rich, glycerin-based barrier jelly mask from a bib, if you have prominent pores, this is one not to fear because it's not the least bit greasy. So if you have really oily skin, putting something greasy and heavy on the face is like, ugh, no thank you. It's glycerin based, but the glycerin is thick in there. It gets in, it hydrates, and it helps to plump the surface of the skin and reduce water loss. Ultimately, that will help your skin, your epidermis, turn over more appropriately because the pore lining is epidermis, okay? It's invagination of epidermis, okay? Plus a little oil gland stuck in there. So that is why another tip is to take advantage of when you get out of the shower, okay? Right when you step out of the shower, that's really when you need to quickly pat dry the face of like being soaking wet and start taking advantage of putting the moisturizer on right then and there. Right then and there in that moment, okay? A lightweight hydrating tone, whatever it is you're using, okay? If you're targeting blackheads or whatever, start your facial routine right then and there, okay? Not, you don't have to like leap out of there and be like in a hurry, okay? But don't get out of the shower, dry your face, go out, talk on the phone for an hour or whatever, and then say, I'm gonna go to bed soon, I'm gonna get ready and do my skincare routine now. You have missed out on an opportunity. Do your skincare routine once you get out of the shower. Like, don't wait around for bedtime. I stay up for another 2 hours after I do my whole shower nighttime routine. At that point, the stratum corneum is already going to be dried down a lot, and you're not going to get the same bang for your buck. Now, I've been using this Virtue Healing Oil for 1 week now on my hair, and I actually really like it. It's expensive though. So as a reminder, I tried this out for the first time in last weekend's vlog. It is a hair oil with silicones in it, which I like because they help to reduce frizz, improve manageability, and shine. It was gifted to me in an Amazon PR package. So I looked up the price. It is not cheap, but it's also not like the most expensive either. And it smells good, but it's been great on my hair. It does what hair oils, when I say hair oils, I'm not talking about a bottle of argan or a bottle of sunflower seed oil or jojoba oil. That is like, I'm looking at like a greasy mess if I use something like that on my hair. I'm talking silicone-based hair oils, which is what this is. But in contrast to the Paul Mitchell one I was previously using, this is significantly lighter. Significantly lighter. So it does not weigh down the hair. Not that that did, but you had to really be precise with not applying too much of that and really combing it through. This does not weigh down the hair at all. And sometimes in the morning I've been putting it on my hair dry too, and it's been great, not greasy at all. It's really helped with those little frizzy flyaways, which I get and drive me berserk. I got a new drugstore shampoo the other day from, you guessed it, the Fructis, and I have zero regrets, okay? Zero regrets here. I can feel the rage coming from some people like, oh my gosh, Garnier Fructis, that is so... It just fell in the bathtub. Unlike Oribe though, I know the packaging did not shatter all over the place. I gotta figure something out here with this curious mess. The triple nutrition shampoo and conditioner. No complaints, no complaints. So it's got sulfates in it, which do not be afraid of sulfates. The fear mongering around sulfates in shampoo is absurd, let me tell you, because they're great for removing oil and product residue, and they're not bad for your hair. They're not, you know, they can be formulated in such a way, the shampoos and whatnot, to not be drying. Don't be afraid of them. I have been loving this. And I took you guys to Walgreens a couple of weekends ago, and I bought that Aveeno skin protectant, that Aveeno healing ointment. And of course at Walgreens, when you buy something, they give you a coupon to come right back in. So of course I show up there with my coupon thinking, all right, I'm gonna get something good. Well, the coupon wasn't really a coupon. It was one of those buy this X number of dollars worth of stuff and get rewards box or whatever. So it wasn't really that good of a deal. Anyway, I did go in there thinking maybe there'll be some dealio, because Walgreens, sometimes, you know, they're expensive, but if you catch them on a good day, you can walk out of there basically with stuff for free. So I went in there and said, why not give it a try? And I looked, and I had these in my little basket. Okay, I was walking up to the checkout counter, and I thought, you know what? There's a Croge across the street. I'm just gonna check. I'm just gonna check the Croge app. I'm glad I did, because it was a full $2 a bottle cheaper for each of those at Kroger. So put them back on the Walgreens shelves. They weren't locked up in a cage, mind you. But I put them back and I danced on out of there. But long story short, no regrets. Get it at Kroger. They have good, Kroger has really good deals. Like, I know not everyone has a Kroger, but when I say Kroger, they also have grocery stores in other areas outside of the areas that they're in, if that makes sense, that have different names. King Supers. Is that Ralph's a Kroger grocery store, I think? Yeah, so if you have those families of grocery stores in your area, check them out for a lot of the drugstore brands of body care, hair care, and makeup, because they have really good deals. And that was like under $5. Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna wrap this vlog up here. I hope you're having a fantastic weekend. Thank you for coming along with me. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.